welcome to another exciting episode of the Blake and Zep Show, the Halloween special edition top 20 movies you would want to watch on Halloween night with friends. The reason we say with friends, let's put it this way. Top 20 horror movies you would want to watch with friends at like a party setting.
Yeah.
Appetizers, snacks, people munching, crunching, and not deep movies here, and not movies that you have to get too involved mentally.
Yeah.
Movies that you can crack a few jokes and actually, like I said, casually talk and say, oh, watch this. Movies that grab your attention to the screen. So for that reason alone, we are not going to include some great movies to watch on Halloween, like The Exorcist,
Or
The Omen, The Shining. Great Halloween movie nights, but maybe more of a cerebral crowd where you're just really into the movie. No one talks during the movie. Everyone just watches the movie.
Has their eyes on the screen.
Correct. These are classic movies. So if you have some modern updates, feel free to leave it.
Comments down below.
Okay, Blake, so you just give your opinion of these as I call them off. Starting at 20, working our way to number 1. Number 20, Return of the Living Dead. Fun, but horrifying.
Yeah.
It grabs people's attention with the funny, eccentric scenes. And you got a shirt that says Return of the Living Dead.
I don't know if you can see that, but...
This might be Blake's favorite zombie movie, or at least it was at one point.
It might still be, I think it is. Yeah.
And there's a good book out there about the making of Return of the Living Dead. But this movie, most of these movies are older, from the 80s, 70s, etc. But Return of the Living Dead is number 20, and so you might get an idea what our list is going to be like, because it's going to be fun movies, short and sweet. Some of them are long, close to 2 hours, but there's still a lot of attention-grabbing scenes that can just have a fun atmosphere watching with a group of friends. Number 19, kind of a strange one, Carnival of Souls. A little more low-key. You've never seen it.
I've never even heard of it.
See, that's interesting. Black and white, shades of like the Night of the Living Dead style of filming, but really kind of Twilight Zone-y, creepy, ghost story type of thing. That, people, that's really a casual night watching movies. Like kind of like the almost PG kind of crowd. Like, oh, you guys want to see something you've never seen before? It'll creep you out. Number 18. I was trying to think of a line from this movie. It's a well from hell. She was shot in the head. It was, yet I'm oh mother of God, I'm falling apart. The Amityville Horror. What can I say? It's a ghost story. It's a haunted house story. Haunted house stories are great on Halloween night, and there's enough attention-grabbing scenes to get people to say, "Oh wow, man!" And it holds your interest. It is close to 2 hours. It's probably one of the longest movies on this list. Next movie is a very obscure movie called
Death Dream.
Death Dream. Bob Clark, ladies and gentlemen. The famous Bob Clark, who did Christmas Story and did a lot of other groundbreaking movies, like Black Christmas, where it kind of invented the point-of-view slasher movie.
Yeah.
Before Halloween, three or 4 years before Halloween, there was Black Christmas. And he also did a movie called Murder by Decree, which was a kind of a Jack the Ripper theory that from hell, with Johnny Depp, later kind of redid. He did Porky's, which was the teen comedy, the R-rated teen comedy movie, set off that whole genre. And of course he's famous for Christmas Story, which is probably the most played movie in the history of movies. Bob Clark was unfortunately killed by a drunk driver driving with his son. It was Bob Clark and his son driving home. They were going to remake a great movie he did called Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things, which might be on our list, I would think. And Bob Clark was killed, taken from us before he could remake that movie. So here's to Bob Clark. Here's to his movie Death Dream. If you kind of know the Monkey's Paw, this is kind of what Death Dream is. It's a great story. John Marley and Lynn Carroll. They work with John Cassavetes in a movie, and this is a creepy Halloween night movie. Death Dream. A Vietnam vet's son comes back with his mother's wish to have him return from the dead, and it doesn't exactly work out that well.
Yeah.
A favorite of ours, number 16,
Tales from the Crypt.
Tales from the Crypt, a great Amicus horror film that is wonderful, with 5 tales of terror, so that everyone can kind of get into it. Someone has to leave. I guess they could leave before story 5 or 4, but it's a wonderful story. Tales from the Crypt, all these little great horror films, and it's perfect for Halloween. It's like watching horror films. Creepshow is another example of that. Creepshow is a great movie for Halloween as well, so that's an honorable mention. But Tales from the Crypt kind of gets the nod here, because it was one of the originals. One of my favorites at number 15, Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee, Telly Savalas. Do you know the movie? It's Horror Express. Another great Halloween movie, about 90 minutes, set on a train, set on a creature that's killing of demonic forces, some believe. Spooky, creepy movie, has all these great elements in it that will keep you interested. Number 14, Devil Worship, Ernest Borgnine, William Shatner, recently of Space, William Shatner, The Devil's Reign. Another great Halloween night movie, about 90 minutes, 95 minutes, creepy, devil worship stuff, Satanist, cameo by John Travolta. If you can pick John Travolta out in The Devil's Reign, do it.
Yeah.
Okay. And number 13, now we're getting a little modern for me. Rob Zombie made a movie called House of a Thousand Corpses. If there was ever a Halloween night movie, you could say that's kind of like a funhouse Halloween type movie, House of a Thousand Corpses is the movie you have to see, right? Isn't that a creepy?
We just watched
Yeah, and believe me, it lives up to its name, Thousand Corpses. You'll see eventually. And that could have led off to some other movies that were crazy movies, but House of a Thousand Corpses, good Halloween night movie. Number 12 is an Italian film called Demons. Great movie, fast, action-packed, people trapped in a theater, people getting possessed, turning into demons, fighting demons, tons of action, tons of heavy metal music, because a certain crowd, but Demons is great. Number 11, Pet Sematary. It's a creepy, downbeat movie, nothing redeeming about the ending at all, but I mean, it is one of Stephen King said he was in a dark place when he wrote that, and he showed it in the writing, the kind of bleakness, but it's a scary movie to watch on Halloween, and it does get under your skin. I'm talking about the original now, Pet Sematary.
Not the remake.
Correct. And number 10 is Death Ship. George Kennedy and Richard Crenna in this creepy movie of them having their ship sink, their cruise liner, and them finding a Nazi U-boat or something, and all the ghosts of the Nazis are on there, and they possess, and the imagery is super spooky. Nazism, Germany, the whole ship is just rusty.
Dirty.
Nick Mancuso and the corpses, great.
That was...
All right, now we're going to go with, let's see now, we're going to go with number 9. Welcome to Fright Night. For real.
For real.
Chris Sarandon, Roddy McDowell, who I met at USC Film School, and I was like in awe of the guy. C. Thomas Howell was standing right next to him, actually, and I should have talked to Mr. C. Thomas Howell a little more from The Outsiders, but I really just talked to Roddy McDowell. And I told him how I loved that movie, Fright Night, and of course the Planet of the Apes movies. But Fright Night is a great movie.
Yeah.
Perfect Halloween movie. It's fun. It's a roller coaster ride. It's all the old themes you remember growing up as a kid, maybe, with the Dracula stuff, and it's just taken and made fun. And Tom Holland, I think, is the writer and director of that movie. He wrote Psycho 2 years before, and one of your favorite movies he directed, which slips my mind right now. Another great, I know he did another one. Race with the Devil is number 8. Race with the Devil. Peter Fonda, Warren Oates. Great Halloween movie once again. Action-packed, short movie, 90 minutes. There's a devil cult out there. 2 guys on a nice vacation with their wives.
Run into a devil cult.
Right, have a few beers.
Run into a devil cult.
Run into a devil cult. They witness a devil cult, excuse me, sacrificing a woman, and the devil cult is just, that's why it's called Race with the Devil. The devil cult is just on these people
They don't
crazy.
let him go.
Number 7. Phantasm. What can we say? Halloween. Is that a Halloween movie night? No,
Yeah.
people that know Phantasm should say Halloween movie.
Phantasm. It's an amazing movie. Tall man, he's a creepy guy, rest in peace, Angus Scrim. The dream scene, the guitar is a great scene. I've been
Oh, the
sitting
finger.
Yeah, the finger's good.
And of course, these 3 friends try to defeat this tall man who's running a mortuary.
Okay, back with number 6, The Fog.
The Fog, and the main villain in this movie is
Named
Blake.
Blake. That's awesome. John Carpenter, of course, and this was a creepy, it kind of starts like a Halloween horror story. You know, like when you were a kid, maybe you'd sit around and tell horror stories, or you kind of dream of an ideal of Halloween where you're sitting around a campfire and some old man's telling you ghost stories. Well,
Yeah.
that's how The Fog starts. It starts with John Houseman telling a ghost story to the kids and about the pirates that were sunk out there at sea. And then, of course, in this particular anniversary of this event, pirates come back, led by Blake.
Blake, the main
Yeah, it's
ghost.
a very creepy movie. You don't really get a good look at what you're up against. You know it's in the fog. That's what's scary.
Yeah.
When that fog comes
You
rolling in.
can't see well in the fog either.
Oh, no. A perfect atmospheric movie. Number 5 is Children
Shouldn't
Play with Dead Things. This is our top 5 now, folks. Children Should Play with Dead Things is a perfect Halloween movie. It's creepy, it's eerie, you're on a mysterious island, it's grainy film, zombies. It's set in the 70s, early 70s, hippies and zombies. Hippies wanting to do a witchcraft ceremony or devil ceremony and raise the dead for
Yeah.
kicks.
And it turns out that it actually happened.
Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things. And that's you learn your lesson. Great movie. Number 4, of course,
Is the
is-
original Halloween.
original Halloween, Michael Myers. And Michael Myers has become a pop culture icon. You
There's
could
a new
say.
Halloween movie.
New
out.
Halloween, Halloween Kills.
I think it released today, actually.
I think you might be right about
the
that. Yeah,
15th.
Halloween is, what can you say? The original Halloween was so scary at the time, and once again, that was based kind of on Bob Clark's Black Christmas. I have to go back to that. John Carpenter even asked Bob Clark, "Are you going to make another movie, Black Christmas? Are you going to make like a Thanksgiving killer, Halloween killer?" Because he was trying to get a feel for if he could do this Halloween movie. And I don't even think it was called Halloween. It was called the Babysitter Murders at first, and then Halloween, of course.
Halloween's a way better name.
Perfect
It's
choice.
a way better name.
Absolutely. Number 3,
The Blair Witch Project.
Blair Witch Project. People either hate it or love it. And, I hated it the first time I saw it because I was a film student and I'm thinking like, man, they're just shooting with the video camera, they're just pointing it, and they made millions of dollars, and I'm trying to learn how to make movies with dollies and 35 millimeter, and they're not putting the work in. But it's so effective. I mean, Lost in the Woods, it has like elements of Twilight Zone because you're lost. You're repeating things. Like, is time repeating? Is time on a loop? And the mystery of the whole thing. What is the Blair Witch? Where is the Blair Witch? I mean, is it a Blair Witch cult that's out there that's messing with these people? I love the other Blair Witch movies too. I love Blair Witch 2. I love Blair Witch 2. I love the remake. And not the remake, but the kind of the sequel called just Blair Witch. That's wild, with a drone.
Scary.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Didn't we watch that last
We had a
year?
weird night with Blair Witch because it kept malfunctioning.
Yeah.
And I had to keep trying it, like the sound would cut out. And then it said like copy guard, which was weird. And it was just so weird. And Blake was like, let's just not watch it.
I was afraid.
Blake got scared, yeah, because we couldn't complete the movie. It was like telling us not to watch
And then we
the
finally
ending of it.
somehow finished it. And
Come on! I hear him downstairs! Come on! Josh! Josh, is that you down there?
Well, number 2 is Evil Dead.
The original.
That is a total I remember showing this to a bunch of my fellow co-workers from the Funny Bone Comedy Club years ago. And they were just, wow. You know, that's what people say when you show them this movie, at least back in the 80s. I don't know about nowadays. Maybe you could show them the remake of Evil Dead. The original Evil Dead, and by the way, if you haven't seen these old movies, if you've only seen modern movies, there's nothing wrong with seeing these classics, because I just think they're still fantastic movies.
Even for 40 years.
Yeah, I mean,
later.
Blake's watching these movies many, many decades after they were made, and he's loving them. Evil Dead, what can you say? Possession. It kind of takes that Exorcist theme and times it by 5. I remember when I saw this in the theaters, I was like, wait a minute. The girls are the ones that usually live and are fighting off the guys.
But this time,
The
it's
girls
the
are
opposite,
getting possessed. Yeah, it was a crazy movie. Not to give too much away. Number 1 Halloween movie to watch
on Halloween night.
on Halloween night with friends, and probably even alone. Try watching this movie alone
for the
on
first
Halloween
time.
night. And like I said, don't forget The Shining, Exorcist, Omen. Those are great movies. They probably would be number 1 or 1, 2, 3, but they're just very long, very involved, and if you're having a party, not so much. But number 1 is, do the famous line,
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
they're coming to get you, Barbara.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
And
If
Night of
your
the
name is
Living
Barbara
Dead.
and you're watching this, they're coming to get you.
Yes, Night of the Living Dead, the original. Hey, Pittsburgh, George Romero. I mean, he made a horror icon. How can you deny that? Zombies are pop culture now. George Romero invented it, started it, everything. Everyone knows what a zombie is, even a 7-year-old. I know what a zombie is. 6 years old. 6-year-olds probably know what a zombie is. So, Night of the Living Dead, you can't beat it on Halloween night. It's a classic movie. Halloween 2, they're watching Night of the Living Dead on Halloween night. Night of the Living Dead 3D, they're watching Night of the Living Dead on Halloween night. How many other movies have someone's been watching Night of the Living Dead on Halloween night? So, top 20 movies to watch on Halloween night with your friends. And thank you to our sponsor,
Blueberry.
Blueberry.
Blueberry cereal.
Someone's come for a nutritious breakfast.
What? Hello, my name is Boo. Let me finish. Booberry. My ghostly good blueberry-flavored cereal, Booberry, is part of this complete breakfast.
Boo to you, Blueberry. Frankenberry's got strawberry-flavored marshmallows.
Count Chocula's got chocolate marshmallows.
But I've got blueberry-flavored marshmallows.
Frankenberry.
Count Chocula.
And Booberry.